welcome to the deep dive. Today we're shifting gears into the world of adventure touring motorcycles.
Yeah, really interesting segment.
Definitely. And our focus is one specific bike, the Moto Morini X-Cape 1200. We're working from an article by K.R. Andry titled Moto Morini X-Cape 1200, the ultimate adventure touring motorcycle.
Right, quite the claim in the title.
It is. So our mission today is to unpack what this article says. What makes this bike tick? How does it try to blend, that adventure spirit with touring luxury? And what are the key facts for you, the listener?
Sounds good. It's interesting because this is Moto Morini's first real big swing at this adventure touring category, according to the article.
Their first dedicated model for it.
Exactly. The piece highlights that they're aiming for versatility, comfort, style, and that Italian flair Moto Morini is known for.
Okay, so trying to hit that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Capable on the highway for long hauls, but also something you wouldn't hesitate to take down a gravel road.
That seems to be the pitch. Performance, tech, Italian design, all rolled into one package that can handle, well, a variety of rides.
One bike for different jobs.
The classic adventure touring promise, really. Adventure without sacrificing comfort. That's the core idea presented here.
All right, let's get into the nuts and bolts then. The foundation. What are the core specs the article lays out?
Okay, so engine-wise, we're looking at a liquid-cooled twin-cylinder.
Twin, okay. Size?
Pretty hefty, 1,187 cc.
Right. Definitely putting it in the large displacement category. How about power figures?
The article quotes 136 horsepower, peaking at 9,000 RPM.
And torque. That's crucial for this kind of bike.
Yep, 116 Newton meters, which is about 85 pound-feet at 7,000 RPM.
Solid numbers. Transmission.
Standard 6-speed manual. And importantly, it comes with an assist and slipper clutch.
Oh, nice touch. That slipper clutch definitely helps smooth things out, especially on downshifts or, less than perfect surfaces.
Absolutely. Frame-wise, it's a tubular steel trellis frame, a familiar design.
Tried and true. What about the physical dimensions? Weight, seat height. Those are always big questions.
The article lists the wet weight at 235 kilograms. That's around 518 pounds.
Okay.
And the seat height is specified at 820 millimeters, which translates to about 32.3 inches.
Manageable for the class, perhaps, but something riders always need to consider. And for the touring part of adventure touring range.
Crucial, yeah. It's got a 20-liter fuel tank, about 5.3 gallons.
And the estimated range from that?
The article suggests up to 400 kilometers, roughly 248 miles.
Okay, decent leg stretching ability between stops. And the dash. What's the rider looking at?
It features a 7-inch TFT display. The article notes it's quite vibrant, easy to read.
All right, so big engine, trellis frame, the key weight and range figures. Let's dig a bit deeper now into what those specs mean in terms of features and how the bike actually feels, according to the article. Starting with that engine again.
Right. The article really emphasizes the engine's character. It's not just about the peak numbers.
What does it say about the feel?
It talks about strong acceleration, obviously, with that horsepower and torque, but also good low-end grunt, which is, really useful both for pulling away easily and for technical low-speed stuff off-road.
Makes sense. Control is key there.
Exactly. And the description stresses that the power delivery is smooth, linear, and predictable. That makes a big engine like this feel less intimidating, more manageable.
Yeah, predictability is definitely what you want when traction might be low. And fuel injection. Anything specific mentioned there?
Just that it's tuned for efficiency, which ties back to hitting that 400-kilometer range estimate. Trying to be somewhat economical.
Okay, beyond the engine itself, modern bikes live and die by their electronics. Ride modes are standard now. What does the article say the X-Cape offers?
It lists 4 modes: road, rain, off-road, and a custom mode.
Pretty standard suite. How they differ?
Well, road is your default for, everyday pavement riding, optimized throttle and traction control. Rain mode softens the throttle response significantly and dials up the intervention from ABS and TC.
For safety in the wet. Makes sense.
Well, yeah. Off-road mode does the opposite. It minimizes the electronic nannies, the ABS and TC, to give the rider more direct control on loose surfaces. Lets the bike slide a bit more, basically.
Gotta have that for proper off-road work. And custom.
That lets you mix and match. You can tweak things like power delivery, the level of traction control, maybe even engine braking to suit your personal style or specific conditions.
So quite a bit of adaptability there. That really leans on the electronics package. Let's talk more about that 7-inch TFT display and connectivity.
Okay, the display itself is described as vibrant, customizable, shows all the usual speed, RPM, gear, current ride mode, but it also integrates navigation
Built-in nav? Or through a phone?
through phone integration using the Moto Morini app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you connect your smartphone and you can get turn-by-turn directions right on the bike's main screen. Plus, vehicle diagnostics, call and message notifications, that kind of stuff.
That integration seems pretty handy, especially for touring. Keeps your focus on the road instead of fiddling with a phone mount.
Definitely a convenience and arguably a safety feature.
Speaking of safety, what other rider aids does the article highlight?
It mentions dual-channel ABS as standard, important for stable braking, especially when surfaces change unexpectedly.
Right.
And traction control, of course. Helps prevent that rear wheel from spinning up, boosting confidence on slippery or loose ground.
And we mentioned the assist and slipper clutch earlier. Break that down again quickly. What are the benefits?
Two main things. The assist function reduces the physical effort needed to pull the clutch lever. Makes a big difference in traffic or over a long day.
Less hand fatigue.
Exactly. And the slip apart helps prevent the rear wheel from hopping or locking up if you downshift aggressively. Keeps the bike more stable.
Okay, so a solid suite of tech and safety features. But this is an adventure touring bike. Long hours in the saddle are expected. How does the design cater to comfort and practicality for those big mile days?
The article points to a tall, adjustable windscreen. That's key for reducing wind blast and fatigue on highways.
Adjustable's good.
Yeah. And the riding position itself is described as ergonomic, upright, relaxed, designed to minimize strain over long distances.
Makes sense. And luggage. Can't tour without gear.
It's got an integrated luggage system built in. The design accommodates hard panniers directly.
So no need for complex aftermarket racks just to get started.
Right. And an optional top box is also mentioned for extra capacity. So the carrying capability is baked in.
Good. Now the adventure part. How does the article rate its off-pavement shocks?
It mentions dual-purpose tires are fitted standard, aiming for that balance between on-road grip and capability on dirt or gravel.
Okay.
And the design incorporates rugged features you'd expect. Decent ground clearance for handling obstacles, and protective bits like skid plates, hand guards, and crash bars are available to shield vulnerable components.
Protects the bike if you have a minor mishap.
Precisely. And visually, the article notes it has that adventure look, muscular fairing, some rally-inspired styling cues. It looks the part.
Okay, so it seems well-rounded on paper. But as the article points out, it's entering a seriously competitive field.
Oh, yeah. It's going up against absolute titans of the segment.
The article specifically compares it to the BMW R 1250 GS, the Triumph Tiger 1200, and the KTM 1290 Super Adventure S heavy hitters. How does the article say the X-Cape stacks up against, say, the BMW GS?
Well, the GS is painted as the icon, right? Huge brand recognition, advanced tech like the shift cam engine, known for build quality, reliability, and often top-tier touring comfort.
The benchmark for many.
Exactly. The article notes its weaknesses are generally the higher price point, and it's a bit heavier, 249 kilograms wet, versus the X-Cape's 235 kilograms.
So the comparison.
It suggests the X-Cape is significantly more affordable, while the BMW holds an edge in proven reliability, dealer network, and maybe some premium tech features.
Okay, value versus the established premium choice. What about the Triumph Tiger 1200?
The Tiger's strengths, per the article, include its smooth triple-cylinder engine, a different character entirely. Also, its lighter chassis compared to older Tigers, available semi-active suspension, and a really high-quality finish.
Sounds plush. Downsides.
The article mentions it's expensive, especially when you start adding options and potentially higher maintenance costs associated with Triumph.
And compared to the X-Cape?
The takeaway seems to be, Triumph offers a more luxurious feel and commands a premium price for it. The X-Cape is positioned as delivering a competitive experience, but at a substantially lower cost.
Luxury versus value again, in a way. Now, the KTM 1290 Super Adventure S KTM usually means performance.
Absolutely. The article highlights its powerhouse LC8 V-twin engine, 160 horsepower, significantly more potent. It's known for aggressive off-road capability, top-spec WP suspension, and cutting-edge electronics, even radar cruise control.
A real weapon.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's also described as being relatively lightweight and agile for its immense power.
What are the trade-offs mentioned for the KTM?
The sheer power can be overwhelming for less experienced riders, and the suspension, while high-spec, is often tuned firmer, prioritizing performance sometimes over ultimate long-distance comfort compared to, say, the BMW.
More focused, perhaps.
Yeah. The comparison sums it up. KTM focuses on high performance, adrenaline, and aggressive capability. The X-Cape, according to the article, aims for more balanced adventure readiness mixed with everyday usability